What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be going over another movie today. And today, we are going to be going over, I know it's a little late, but we're actually going to be going over the Thanksgiving movie that came out a little while ago last year, and I finally got around to watch it, and I want to give you guys my opinion on it. So if you have seen it, go ahead, drop down your comments down below what you guys thought about it. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it horrible? Was it decent? And what was your original thoughts? So the entirety of this movie is based around several characters. Now, the main character is, of course, Jessica. She is a high school girl that has this boyfriend and her friends. They're wanting to go out and have a good time on Thanksgiving after her Thanksgiving dinner goes bad due to her stepmother being a certain way, her dad being a store owner, being like a proprietor of their town in Massachusetts. And what happens is they try to go, and her friend is like, oh, hey, I need a new phone. So she knows how to get in. They go in there and they get a phone. You get all these people going crazy because of all these prices, and they go in trying to gain everything, and you get a mix of different characters that are trying to get involved. Like, you got one that is a clerk there who's management, who's trying to help with everything. You got security, you got a sheriff, everyone is trying to calm down these crowds, and all this is going crazy. So what happens is the crowds are going nuts, and things burst out of control, and people go into this store. They accidentally kill this one person that is in their security. The boyfriend of the main girl tries to help him. He messes up his arm. The wife of the manager dies, and then a bunch of other people die and get hurt and all this other kind of stuff because of a crazy raid on Thanksgiving and Black Friday deal prices. So, again, I don't think that this would go this crazy on Black Friday deals. I know back in the day, there were a lot of crazy things that happen, different stories I've heard. Even now, I know people get crazy on Black Friday deals of trying to fight over something. But again, I don't see how there would be a big fight like in the parking lot or anything like that. I've never come across that. Again, I'm not saying it's happened. It's not happened. But again, I've never experienced that. But overall, it goes a year by later. And what happens is you have some type of killer that is dressing as a pilgrim that is I guess one of the founding fathers of that town, and he starts stalking, going after every single person that was in the video that night that was taken by one of the characters. Now again, he stalks the high schoolers, he goes through trying to go after all these different ones, and the entirety of this movie, I was getting a lot of different vibes that they were trying to combine different movies into this. Now again, this is by Eli Roth. Eli Roth does a very good job in the horror industry, I will say that. He makes things very realistic, I guess, to a certain degree, or tries to make it as realistic as possible. But the entirety during this movie, it was more of, okay, I'm curious of who's doing this, why are they doing this. That's the whole reason for a serial killer movie, right? But at the same time, a lot of these characters I didn't care about if they lived or died. I was like, I don't care at all. The only character I kind of cared about was the main character, was the one Jessica. Everybody else I did not care about. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But the entirety is just trying to survive. Like, he kills one woman by actually slicing her body in half with a dumpster, which was actually funny with the way they did it, and actually laughed. And then another was sawing him with a Thanksgiving carver in his privates, and then killing him and then feeding his cat. So it was like, are you kidding me right now? Because he kills one woman who was beyond crazy. He killed another guy due to him being a coward who was security. Another security guard did die there. And the entire time it's like, okay, what's going on? Is it the boyfriend, or is it someone else, or is it the manager that his wife died? Who exactly did this, right? So another guy finally got his shot with the character Jessica due to him trying to sway her throughout the entire time, because her boyfriend, he was a hotshot baseball player, and then he messed up his arm, ghosted her for a long time, and then he comes back and thinking, okay, everything's going to be good, maybe everything's going to be the same, but it's not. And then of course him and the new boyfriend get into it. Now again, me being the guy I am and being how I was in high school, I can see the other guy's side, because again, when you're in high school, either the popular girl or the good-looking girl is always going to go out with the jocks, right? She's always going to go out with either, oh, the good-looking guy that's, you know, talented and this and that, but it's also a real dickhead. That's what's going to happen 90% of the time, you know, for whatever reason. And again, this is coming from a guy's perspective, right? So a lot of these guys, they don't have nothing other than talent. And then once they screw up, they don't have nothing anymore. They don't have the brains. They don't have common sense. They don't have nothing other than talent. And then as soon as their talent's gone, they don't have nothing. And that's what normally happens. Now, going through all the different killings, all this other kind of stuff, and again, killing off a lot of the characters, again, I did not care about. I was hoping that the old boyfriend would get killed off. I was hoping that the some of the other characters get killed off. Some did, some did not. It was kind of crazy of revealing who the killer was, because it was actually the sheriff of the town that was the brother of the wife that was killed. When it was revealed, him and her were having an affair. He was going to have a child with her. She was going to leave him for him. And he blames everyone for what happened. This is the reason why he's doing this. Now, by the end of the film, there is a good chance that he survived, but is never confirmed nor denied. You can kind of play devil's advocate, if you will, to see who exactly, if he survived or not. Now, again, I was getting a lot of My Blade Valentine vibes from this. I was getting there's another movie I was trying to remember that was another Valentine's movie. There was a couple movies I was getting different vibes from. Now, again, I'm not saying this was a bad movie. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I think some of the effects were good due to the fact of it kept me interested on what was going on. It kept me wondering, like, how are these characters going to survive? Because again, you're going through a lot of crazy things. What's going to happen, right? Now, oh yeah, Valentine was another movie. It kind of had like a Scream vibe to it. Now, again, this movie had a lot of those things. It had a mix between Valentine, My Blade Valentine, and Scream a little bit into it, because it made you wonder again who the killer is. And a lot of those movies do this nowadays. Again, I enjoy this movie to a certain degree, but I wouldn't say this is my favorite movie. This is one of those movies, it's a one and done for me. I don't think I'm ever going to go back and rewatch it. A lot of the characters, like I said, I was kind of hoping they were going to be taken care of anyway, because a lot of them were annoying. Like, a lot of the friends in here, they're very annoying, man. Like, I was just like, dude, shut up. Or like, I hope you get killed, or I hope you get whatever. It's so annoying, because a lot of these characters, again, they're playing as teenagers, or I don't know if it was the writing or the acting or what the deal was. It just, again, you want to either root for the killer in a lot of these movies, or you just want to go, what the hell's going on? So I don't know. I think that some of these movies are too predictable. I'll actually say this surprisingly was not predictable. I was actually kind of shocked of who the killer was. I was like kind of wondering if it was going to be this person or that person, but it actually wasn't. It was actually one of the least people I had least expected, honestly. And when that happens, it actually makes you enjoy the movie a lot more, in my opinion. I think it makes you enjoy the movie a little bit better when it's someone you would least expect, because when that happens, it gets you more entertained with the movie. It gets you more, I would say, inducted to, like, okay, you know, who's doing this, why are they doing this, and oh my god, I wasn't expecting that type deal. So overall, I would say an okay movie. 1 out of 10. I give it maybe a 6, and that's being generous. Like I said, I didn't like most of the characters. Most of the characters were actually boring and a pain, and I couldn't wait for them to be dead, you know, in the movie. But overall, it wasn't that bad. It was okay, but again, it's not something I'd probably go back and rewatch. But what do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments down below if you guys are new to the channel. Honestly, about subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. What do you guys think of this movie? Was it a good movie? Was it a bad movie? Was it something that was just real outright annoying? What was your overall thoughts on it? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.